quick copies it. I get these opportunities every now and then to work on some stuff outside of the business. And I think I, this time around, I'm going to go and make a bumper for this Ken MX3. This is a shop car. I've had this guy since 2017. It's been so good to me. I got the Pro R back in 22, and this one kind of took a back seat. I mean, I started doing some progress on the doors a couple years ago, got those done, but this time around, one thing that I don't have is a bumper. And I figure, I've been designing all my parts for the business in CAD. So I said, why not? Let's make a bumper for it. So I got it all scanned up. I have the Einstar scanner, if you're wondering. I got a first version of it, and like everything, another version needs to come. I got that revised, and I have the parts here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off and start building this one. But first, I'm gonna change this outfit because this is not welding outfit. So I built this bumper in pieces, kind of like Legos, where it's all notched out. So basically, all this will just fit in place and just get tacked on. But this is 14 gauge. I plan to make this out of 1/8 inch, so these holes are a little bigger. But I'm working with it just as a prototype. So the first one, I had an issue with clearance because the fascia would automatically hit here, and there was no room for it to mount. So this one, I extended it way more from here to here. That was way shorter, so I extended it way more. So now I have more room for the fascia to fit. So I took the old one off. I'm gonna got the new one in. So I'm gonna trim these pieces off so I can use this to balance the other side because I only made one of the newer parts. So I'm gonna take this off real quick, get the new parts welded on, and then mount it on, see what it looks like with the fascia to make sure my clearance is good. Cool thing about slotting these is that it just sits in place. You can just weld them just like that. So I'm gonna tack this on here, lift the bottom half, and then get it mounted. Alright, so I'm gonna weld the last bit and then get it mounted. See what happens. So for this piece, I'm gonna weld it on. This piece goes on top, like so. I'm gonna weld it on last once I get it mounted here. That one's in, that one's in, those are in. Good. I left some slots on the bottom here, so you can still stick a nut, your nut through there. Still have access to it. I'm just gonna snug it. Should be good right there. So now the weld over here. We'll weld the top half. This should sit pretty good with these slots. Right on top there. Like so. I'm gonna tack that in. And then I gotta bend this bar here in the front. But so far, looks pretty good. It's just long enough to get over here. Well, there it is. Pretty good. I mean, everything's tacked in there. I got to do some minor adjustments in CAD to this piece, but for the most part, everything else here looks pretty good. So I have this bar that, with these 3 notches, it's going to line up like so, right there. And then it just sits here towards the bottom. These have to be notched out I gotta get some, I have some notches under there too, but for now, just gonna tack it like that. But first, I gotta bend it. So the bend will follow this right here. So once I get that in there, I'm gonna put the fascia on and see if I have the clearance here, which I should, and then make sure the radiator and everything mounts. And then if that works, I mean, we're in a good position to get like just the minor tweaks in CAD, and then I can get this cut out with the final material with this, which is 1/8 inch. I'll probably find somewhere to bend these. I would like to have it bent robotically, I guess, by hand. Is not ideal with these. I want it to be like really exact. But for now, I'm just going to bend them by hand, see how it turns out. So it'll be the first time I ever bend manually with my bender. I don't really bend much. I think I've bended once, but it was for some very prototype stuff, and I had help. So, but this will be the first time I pretty much bend myself, and I'm just going to, I don't know. I mean, just gonna start with this one. I'm gonna say the center of my bend is here, probably over here, and just come this way. Start with this side, and then I'll just measure and do the other side. So I had to move these adjusters a bit, but I think I got it centered for the most part. I'm gonna center that. I want to say that's the center of the bar, of the bend. So let's see. Well, that's a big radius. I don't think that's gonna work, but it's already breaking. Yup, definitely gonna have to have this bent robotically. No good. At least I can mount it for now and tack it and test fit everything else. Make sure the fascia works. Yeah, that's like a real tight radius. I can't get that with this bender. At least I don't think. Drop some comments if you think I'm wrong, or I'm using the bender wrong. It's the first time using it by myself. So, anyways, I'm gonna tack this up, get this fit a little better, and then see what it looks like. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I gotta figure out how this could be bent with these slots in it, or maybe I just make one slot in the middle, one in the bottom, and keep this solid. That way it doesn't bulge or warp like this when we bend it. So I think I'm gonna make one slot here, and then the rest I'll take these slots off, and that should be enough to align it, bottom, top. Once it's bent, I'll just tack with it. But for now, this is what it's gonna be, just so I could test it. Not bad. Can still get in here with these. I didn't put the block in there, but you still have access to put the bolts through there. I need to get another one for here, support for the final. I'm gonna mount this radiator up here and then see how the fascia sits. Hopefully there's no interference here with the fascia. Sweet. Those holes mounted up perfect for the radiator. Secured up there pretty good. And then the issue I had with the other one was the radiator was touching the mount in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it was too close to the bracket, so I had to push these bends further out, and that worked. So that's pretty good on there with the radiator. Clearance is good. So now I'm going to mount the fascia. Let's see. Get this light out the way. That's in there. That's in there. That's in there. Boom. Golden. That looks pretty good on there. There's so many bolts to this car that I forget what's what. Well, I'm gonna secure these Torx. Clearance is great. I'm pretty excited. It's a little lopsided because the support on this side is not there, but once I get that other support, it'll level it out. I made slots for these. That way there's like wiggle room when I'm mounting this fascia. Legit. Just enough clearance in between there. Put the lights up here. Probably gonna run S4s or LP4s, but there's 4 slots. So you can run a couple of options. Looks pretty good. Once I get that bend in there, it's gonna look nice. I haven't showed you the final in CAD, but I'm gonna have a nice little skid plate that goes from here to the bottom of here. I'm gonna put some riv nuts on the bottom half, but it'll be a skid plate that goes from here down, and I'll put the logo on there. For being the first bumper that I ever make, it's pretty good. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Next step I gotta do is I'll probably cut this out of 1/8 inch. First round, I'll probably have to cut it again, but I'll do a round of 1/8 inch, get this tube bent correctly. If you know any tube benders that want to hook me up, doing one part with manufacturers gets super expensive. I think this one part, I got quoted like $650, and I get it because they do production runs, but maybe if you guys know anybody who wants to help out bending it, because I don't think I could get this tight tolerance with that bender. Get it all sit, do a couple tweaks in CAD, and then we should be good. Yeah, I dig it. I like it. Stay tuned for the next video when I get those 1/8 inches cut. I'll probably, hopefully be final, and I'll get the other parts cut as well. What are you guys' thoughts? Would you run it? What setup of lights would you run on there? Drop some comments.